Hey there, how is it going? We are back with a video on project systems, and in this video, we are going to learn about the field selection in project systems. This is a series of two videos, and in the first one, we will see the configurations, and in the second one, we will see how we can understand or how we can execute this entire configurations and how the field selections in the project systems module work. Before we go into the video, do not forget to like it, share it if you are finding it useful, and please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. A small subscription will take us a long way to create many such videos. And you can do a one-time contribution for our work by clicking on the super thanks button. And if you are benevolent to do a regular contribution, then click on join button and you can contribute for our work every month with a very minimal amount. In return, you will be getting access to a lot of member exclusive videos like Copar series and discount coupons whenever you want to purchase any course from us directly. Coming to that, you can purchase various courses from us. Majorly, you can purchase end-to-end courses on FICO and end-to-end courses on project systems directly from us. If you are interested, please do drop a message on acsapconsulting@gmail.com. So let's jump into the video.
So today we'll learn the field selection configuration in SAP PS module. So what is field selection configuration? So whenever you open any project, as you can see on the screen, I have opened a project in CJ20N, that is a project builder. You can see there are multiple fields which appear on the screen. Like in the basic data tab, you can see that the organization level data is there, responsibilities, dates. In control tab, if you go, you can see the budget profile, planning profile, then date related fields. All these fields appear on the screen, and we have seen in the project profile video that we can default data from the project profile to these fields, right? Now, not all fields you can populate from the project profile because the end user has to enter some of the data, because project profile is something which contains the base data from which you can default it in your project. Now, once the user has selected the project profile, there will be multiple fields on the screen where user will have to enter the data. There will be multiple fields where you are not supposed to enter any data because it is not applicable for that particular project. And there will be multiple fields for which you only want user to display the data. You don't want user to change that data. Let's take an example that currently we are in this project. Let's say that in the basic data tab, you want the user to enter the applicant number. Okay, every time the user creates a project, user has to enter applicant number. So this is your requirement. Then if you go to the control tab, you can see the budget profile, planning profile, all these profiles are there which have control functions. Now you do not want user to change this particular detail here. Of course, this particular field has populated from the project profile, but you do not want user to change it because these have control data. Okay, these have control functions, but you want the user to see it on the screen because user can then understand that what all budget profile, planning profile are being picked up by the system. So you want these fields to be in display mode, and you want this particular field applicant number in a mandatory entry mode. That is, whenever a user opens a project builder and starts creating a project, user will have to enter the applicant number, otherwise system will not allow him to save the project. Then let's say in the control tab you have a field called result analysis key. Now this particular field is normally used for customer projects, right? So what you want, that for a particular project profile which you have configured for investment projects, you don't want user to enter any result analysis key, and you don't want the user to even see that field on the screen because it is not applicable, not required. So what you will do is you will hide this result analysis key field. So any field will have any of these three statuses. That is, a field will be either mandatory, or it will be in display mode, or the field will be hidden. Based on your requirement, end user's requirement, how the screen is to be configured, you will be doing something called as field selection for various fields of the project. And this configuration is called field selection configuration. These fields are in SAP PS module are basically called as modifiable fields. That is, the screen configuration is modifiable for these particular fields. That is, this result analysis key is a field and its screen configuration is modifiable. That is, you can modify how this particular field appears on the screen. So this is called as a modifiable field. And there is something called as influencing field. An influencing field is a field which influences the behavior of a modifiable field. That is, let's say that your requirement is that for a particular project profile, the result analysis key should be hidden. So what is your modifiable field? The result analysis key is your modifiable field. And what is your influencing field? The project profile is your influencing field. So the influencing field is something which will be influencing the behavior of a modifiable field. So any field that you see on the screen, any field which is part of your project definition or the WBS element is a modifiable field. But SAP has provided certain influencing fields against which you can do the configuration. Not all fields you can make as influencing fields. SAP has given certain specific fields which make sense to be created as a influencing field, and based on those influencing fields you will be configuring your modifiable fields. Okay, so let's jump to the configuration part of this field selection configuration and see how we can configure the field behavior of all these modifiable fields based on the influencing fields. So let's go to the configuration for this field selection. So to go to the configuration, we'll go to SPRO. Let's open a new window. So we'll go to SPRO, then SAP reference IMG. Then we'll go to project system, structures, operative structure, work breakdown structure. And then in the user interface setting, we'll go to the defined field selection for work breakdown structure. Now, if you go to this link, you can see that we can do field selection separately for project definition and WBS element. So we'll go to the project definition. Now you can go to this particular configuration through T code OPUJ also. Let me just show you. So I'll open in a new screen /O OPUJ. So you can see system has sent me to the same configuration link, and for WBS element I can go to T code OPUK. Okay, so this is the T code to go to the screen configuration of project definition and WBS element. OPUJ for project definition and OPUK for WBS element. Now let's see that configuration. So as you can see, we have opened screen configuration for project definition. Now project definition and WBS element both are called as screen groups. That is, SAP has given you two set of screen group. One is for project definition and one is for WBase element. If you go to this particular button here, screen groups, you can see that there are two screen groups. One is for project definition and one is for WBase element. So if I go to project definition, I'll be doing configuration related to fields available for project definition. If I'm going to WBase element, then I'll be doing configuration for fields available for WBS elements. Okay, so let's just do for a project definition. So I'll again double click here. So you can see here modifiable fields has been mentioned here, and all these fields are the modifiable fields. As I have told you, every field which is there for a project definition or a WBase element is a modifiable field. That is a field for which you can do the screen configuration. And what are the screen configurations? It is either you can make it a required field, or you can make a display, or you can hide the field. Also, you can highlight the field on the screen. So these are the actions that you can do for any modifiable field. So you can see the applicant number is coming here, which is a modifiable field. But I just don't want to make the applicant number as mandatory. I want to make the applicant number mandatory for a particular project profile. So what would be the project profile then? The project profile will be a influencing field. So to see the list of influencing fields for which this particular configuration can be done, you will have to go to this particular button here. So you see here influencing is coming. So you have to click here Then you can see these are the influencing fields. You can see here influencing field is mentioned here. These are the fields which are specifically given by SAP to behave as influencing fields. You can see here that very limited number of fields are available here, which you can use as a influencing field. You can see here that business area, company code, controlling area, field key, plan, profit center, and project profile. Only these fields you can use as an influencing field. And how we can use that? You will have to just double click here. So you can see project profile is an influencing field. What is my requirement? That for a particular project profile, applicant number should be mandatory. So what I'll do is I'll go to this project profile, just double click here. And you can see system will give me a input field here, which name is contents. Contents means what is the project profile value, for which project profile you want to do the configuration. So I'll have to enter the project profile in this particular field. So you can see here screen group is project definition, influencing field is project profile, and what is the content of the influencing field. So I'll just select this ZPS 0001 and I'll press enter. Okay, now we are into this particular screen where I am going to configure the modifiable fields based on influencing field, where the influencing field is project profile and the project profile would be ZPS 0001. And what is my requirement? I want my applicant number to be a mandatory field. Then what all other requirements are there? I want to make my budget profile as display, right? I just want user to see that field in the screen. This field will come of course from the project profile, but user will not be allowed to change that. Okay. Then I want my result analysis key to be hidden. As I told you, I am dealing with investment project. I have configured this project profile as an investment project. So it is not a customer project. So result analysis will not be required for that. So what I'll do is I'll go to the result analysis key. You can see here result analysis key is there, and I'll just hide this field. Let's say that I want to display the planning profile also. So I'll just click on display here. Okay. Now let's make this applicant number field as highlighted also. Okay. So what all we have done? We have made the applicant number as a mandatory field and a highlighted field. We have made budget profile as a display field. We have made planning profile also as a display field. You can see here. And we have made the result analysis key as a hidden field. Now let's save this configuration.
I hope you have found this video useful. If so, please do like it and do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. And in the next video in this series, we will understand by creating a project using this project profile, and we'll understand how the field selection works in SAP project systems. So see you in the next video. Until then, take care.